Earlier today, I was buried in a mountain of emails, half caffeine and half doom scrolling through my morning inbox. Tucked between all that newsletter noise, there it was, a tiny, polite update about a new thumbnail tool from Opus Clips. It was so discreet that I almost scrolled right past this unexpected notification about their new feature. But then I paused to think about thumbnails, realized that's a whole ecosystem, and decided to click on the link. The tool promises a one-click thumbnail generator where you just drop a link, upload a face pic if you want, and boom, you get 3 options instantly. Seriously, there are no complex prompts or Photoshop sweat involved. You just hit Get Free Thumbnail and it starts spitting out designs. Naturally, I had to test it immediately by pasting a link to my video about getting 1,000 LinkedIn subscribers in just 8 minutes. My first impression was surprisingly positive. These generated options were legitimately quite good. It delivered 3 distinct variations with different crops and text placements, making me wonder who truly needs a dedicated designer for every single thumbnail now. That little moment when technology taps your ego and suggests you might be replaceable is definitely a feeling we've all experienced. But let's be completely honest, these clever tools aren't magic, yet they are undeniably useful for massive time savings. What truly stood out was the speed, as it took maybe 2 minutes per video to get 3 genuinely testable thumbnails. That ability to generate variants quickly is huge because it lets creators effectively A/B test their thumbnails directly on YouTube. The platform quietly runs its own experiments, showing the variants to different viewers to see which one earns the better click-through rate. When a tool reliably provides solid variants this fast, it instantly shaves off hours spent on guesswork and tedious design fiddling. Next, I started testing the edge cases, tossing in a video where I was actively pointing at something on screen with my hand and finger. It turned out the generator struggled a bit with that specific action, as the hands and pointing sometimes made the outputs look noticeably less natural. I then tried clips with more abstract topics, specifically one about AI agents and another about achieving 1 million LinkedIn followers. The AI agent thumbnail immediately leaned into cheesy robot and cartoon motifs, which might work for some brands, but not for a polished, human-forward look. However, the LinkedIn growth video with big numbers performed much better, likely because that content category has far more examples for the model to learn from. Overall, Opus is certainly cool because it's fast, seems helpful, and is currently free to use. However, it is absolutely not the complete solution for creators who publish a genuinely large volume of content every week. Let me explain why that matters and where a single feature product like this inevitably stops being enough. Introducing tools like Vizard. Imagine you are a serious creator with stacks of long-form content like podcasts, webinars, and interviews waiting to be mined. You don't just need one thumbnail. You need dozens of short, high-performing clips specifically formatted for TikTok, Shorts, Reels, and LinkedIn. Crucially, you also need a consistent posting schedule so your channels never risk going silent in the algorithm. That necessity for management, caption tweaking, and performance tracking defines the massive gap between just one clever thumbnail and a full creator workflow. This is precisely where Vizard steps in, because it doesn't just make things look clickable. It actually hunts through hours of video to find the exact viral moments. It then auto-edits those nuggets into ready-to-post clips, formats them perfectly for all the different platforms, and batches them for consistent output without you babysitting every step. Now that I've played with Opus, my new typical test involves running the same source video through 3 separate processes: Opus for thumbnails, manual editing for 2 clips, and Vizard for full automation. Opus is fast for thumbnails. Manual editing offers control but costs time, whereas Vizard automatically finds the engagement, trims it optimally, adds captions, and cues it in a calendar I can adjust in 5 seconds. Furthermore, Vizard handles the crucial scheduling piece, where you simply set your frequency, like 3 posts a week, and it auto-schedules everything across your chosen platforms. This end-to-end automation is what sets it apart, covering clip selection, editing, scheduling, and organization, so you actually publish with true consistency. Practically speaking, Opus's thumbnail tool felt a bit limited, with download caps on the free tier and those odd results on images featuring hands or busy backgrounds. Tools like Canva or Photoshop give total control, but that design taste and time investment effectively costs you hours or a whole designer's salary. Even some of the fancier AI editors lock their best features behind pricey plans while still expecting you to manage all the messy distribution and posting yourself. Vizard, in contrast, elegantly folds several of those necessary steps into one cohesive workflow, making it incredibly human-friendly for creators who just want to avoid becoming content engineers. Its key strength lies in offering both full automation and creative control, letting you jump in to tweak any individual clip or caption if needed. That flexibility is essential, satisfying creators who hate losing control with manual overrides while delighting scale-focused users with the hands-off pipeline. One gotcha across similar tools is that models trained on specific content categories perform much better when generating for that exact niche. If you make niche content, like deep coding explainers or avant-garde art, automated tools often produce generic thumbnails that miss the subtle viral hooks. Secondly, free usage limits become real blockers fast, as a low cap on edits or thumbnails acts as a massive bottleneck when processing a library of long videos. Lastly, aesthetics matter deeply, because overused templates or cartoonish auto thumbnails can hurt your click-through if your audience demands authenticity. That's why the smartest approach currently involves a combo, using a fast thumbnail generator for testing angles alongside a growth-minded clip editor and scheduler. Vizard is built to be that behind-the-scenes growth engine that identifies attention, shapes content for every platform, and aligns your calendar for perfect posting tempo. The result is that you gain all the speed of automation without ever feeling like you lost control of your creative voice. To be perfectly clear, I absolutely still download Opus thumbnails sometimes because they are genuinely great for a fast, quick-hit experiment. But when I'm thinking bigger, weekly posts, multi-platform repurposing into dozens of shorts, Vizard is the comprehensive system I always reach for. It might not be flashy for one-off tasks, but it immediately becomes an absolute indispensable time saver the moment you start to scale your output. If you are tired of juggling separate editors, schedulers, and a dozen design files, try this workflow. Use fast thumbnail tools to test angles. Let Vizard handle the rest of the clip production, and use the calendar to schedule and iterate. That specific combo keeps your content both experimental and consistent, which is the exact recipe needed to actually grow an audience without burning out completely. The final thought is that AI tools are getting shockingly good at tasks that used to require entire teams, making the situation exciting, a little scary, but mostly incredibly liberating when used smartly. You must not hand over your entire creative voice to automation. Instead, use these tools to powerfully amplify the parts of your message that truly matter. Thumbnails earn the clicks, the right clips grab the eyes, and consistent scheduling builds the momentum, resulting in real, sustainable growth. I will definitely keep running these side-by-side experiments, and if you're interested, I'll share the exact Vizard workflow and the best thumbnail hacks I learned from Opus in the next video. Spoiler alert, a solid headline paired with a bold face close-up and a strong contrasting color still wins the click-through battle more often than you would expect, so I will see you in the next one.